All right, hello and welcome. Today we are diving deep into one of the oldest themes in all of human history, the epic struggle between good and evil. We're going to explore how we tell this story by comparing two radically different narratives. I'm talking an ancient foundational epic versus a terrifyingly modern short story.
It's a question that really gets to the core of who we are, right? From ancient campfires to the biggest movie screens, we just can't get enough of tales of courage in the face of darkness. But what do these stories, and especially the way we tell them, truly say about us? So, for this explainer, we're putting two heavyweights in the ring. First up, the Ramayana, the revered Hindu epic about the journey of Lord Ram, and in the other corner, The Shadow in the Room, a horror story told entirely through text messages. Yeah, an ancient world of gods and demons versus a modern world of isolation and a smartphone. Let's see what happens.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about our protagonists. Who gets to be the hero in these two worlds? As you're about to see, the job description has changed. A lot. Now just look at this. The contrast here is just staggering. On one side you have Lord Ram, literally a divine being, an avatar of the god Vishnu. His mission? Oh, just to restore the entire cosmic order. His tools? God-given weapons and a massive army. And then there's Jake, a totally normal person whose only mission is to make it to sunrise, armed with nothing but his phone. So let's zoom in on Ram. The Ramayana paints him as the ideal man, the perfect son, the perfect king. His whole life is basically a blueprint for how to live righteously. His conflict isn't just a personal spat, it's a grand quest to defeat the forces of chaos and restore dharma. That's the moral and cosmic balance of the entire universe. He is, quite literally, goodness made flesh. And then we have Jake. We know almost nothing about him, and that is exactly the point. He could be any one of us. He's not trying to save the world. He is just trying to survive in his own bedroom. His struggle isn't playing out on some epic battlefield. It's happening in the terrifying silence between text messages. This huge leap from a divine hero to a completely relatable, vulnerable person tells us so much about how we see heroes today.
Okay, so let's flip the coin and look at the antagonists. If the hero has changed this much, what in the world has happened to the face of evil? In the Ramayana, evil is, well, it's tangible. You can point to it, it has a name, Ravana, and he's the 10-headed demon king of Lanka. And, this is crucial, he has a clear reason for what he does. His sister was wronged, and his abduction of Ram's wife, Sita, is a direct act of revenge. He's powerful, he's brilliant, and he's a terrifying enemy, but he is a known evil. You know who you're fighting.
Now compare that to the evil in the shadow in the room. It has no name, it has no form, it has absolutely no clear motive. Is it a ghost, a killer? Is it all in Jake's head? We have no idea. And that uncertainty is exactly what makes it so scary. See, modern evil, in this kind of story, isn't a demon king you can charge out with an army. It's an unknown presence that just picks apart your sense of safety from the inside out. The horror doesn't kick off with a big declaration of war. Nope. It starts with this. A simple, chilling message that completely violates Jake's personal space through the one device that's supposed to connect him safely to the world. And then it gets worse. This is pure psychological warfare. The entity proves it knows exactly what Jake is doing, in his own room, turning his own fear against him. Suddenly, the safest space you have isn't safe at all. And right here, the threat breaks through the final wall. It's not just on the phone screen anymore. This implies it's in his physical reality. It's a command. The ultimate invasion of his space has happened. And there it is, the brutal final confirmation. The fight was over before Jake even knew he was in one. This is a whole different kind of evil.
So, all this brings us to the actual conflict. How does the battle between good and evil really play out in these two completely different stories? The fight in the Ramayana is a literal epic. It's an external, physical war fought on a massive scale. It kicks off with a clear crime, the abduction of Sita. That leads to a giant search party, forging alliances with entire armies of monkeys and bears, this incredible act of building a bridge across the ocean, and it all ends in a world-changing war. The fight is outward for the fate of everything. And then you look at Jake's story. His battle is completely internal. It's psychological. There are no armies, no allies. The battlefield is just his bedroom. The fight isn't some grand march to war. It's a claustrophobic, terrifying series of steps that just systematically strip away his safety until there's absolutely nothing left. The fight is inward, a battle for his own life and sanity.
And this is the real kicker. This is the last message found on Jake's phone, a draft that he never even got to send. This one line captures the absolute heart of modern horror. The monster isn't in some faraway castle. It's already inside. It's in the room with you.
So what do we make of all this? What do these massive differences in how we tell our stories reveal about the cultures that made them?
Well, ancient epics like the Ramayana often worked like moral roadmaps. They gave people a really clear sense of right and wrong, of duty, and they reinforced the idea that in the end, cosmic order, dharma, always wins. They brought communities together. Modern horror, it seems to do the opposite. It holds up a mirror to our anxieties, our fears of isolation, the dark side of our technology, and the terror of facing things we just can't understand. So, if we boil it all down, here's what we've seen. Our heroes have become more like us, flawed, vulnerable, and ordinary. Our monsters have become less physical and way more abstract. There are anxieties given a voice. And our battles, they've moved from the giant, open battlefield into the locked room, from the cosmic struggle to the deeply personal one. But this evolution in storytelling, it's not over. The way we tell our stories of good and evil is changing as we speak. And that leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. When future generations look back at the heroes and the monsters that we're creating right now, what are those stories going to say about us?